Hi, it's Tracy here today, and I'm so excited to be sharing a project using the new Shiny Mandala stamp set and the Shiny Mandala stencil set. I gathered together all the supplies I was going to use for my project and started off by stamping and white embossing the main image onto a 5.5 by 4.25 inch piece of Bristol smooth cardstock. The first step, and the most important, was to prep the surface with my anti-static powder bag, and from there I used embossing ink to stamp the large 6x6 image in the center of my card front. I used my MISTI to get the panel in the right place so that I could stamp the design right in the middle. Once I stamped the image with white embossing ink, I put a generous coating of white embossing powder, and I made sure I tapped off any excess powder, because when you are ink blending over top of an embossed image, stray powder that has melted in the wrong place will stand out and can ruin your design. Whenever I emboss over foil. I don't know if there's any science to this technique, but I think the paper doesn't warp as much. I have a dollar store clipboard that I covered with foil. I keep it on the shelf of my island in my craft room near my heat gun, so it's handy to grab when I'm ready. Now on to stenciling. There's actually 4 stencils in this set, but today I'm only using 3 of them because I wanted to stencil my entire card front. I started by adhering my card panel onto a piece of copy paper with repositionable adhesive so it wouldn't shift. Then I carefully lined up and placed the first layer over my white embossed image, and I used pieces of post-it tape to secure the stencil so it wouldn't shift while I was blending. I started blending in a circular motion with broken china Distress Oxide ink. I removed the stencil, and I set the next layer over top, lined it up, taped it down, and then blended with my next color that was Wilted Violet. This is where some of the wilted violet started blending together with the broken china from the first layer. Once I was satisfied with the coverage, I removed that stencil and I added my third and final layer, lined it up, taped it down, and then I blended picked raspberry to cover all the openings on the entire card front. Once the stenciling was done, I wiped the panel with a clean paper towel to remove any ink that was covering the white embossed lines. Then I trimmed the panel down to 5.25 inches by 4 inches, and I adhered it to a white top folding card base. The finishing touch was to add my sentiment. I used the big script Hugs die and cut the shadow layer in a soft purple and the word in white. I attached the sentiment to the card front with some foam tape to really make it pop. So there you have it, a pretty card that you could do over and over again in different colors and with any sentiment that you want. With any of the Birch Press Mandala dies or stencils, your color and design options are endless. Thanks for stopping by today, and I hope you have a fabulous weekend, and we'll see you next time.